Okay, so let's just state the obvious. Generative AI is here. And look, this isn't just another app or another tool we're talking about, right? This is a total fundamental shift for education. And for anyone in school or district leadership, well, this presents a massive, and I mean massive, time-sensitive challenge. And that challenge really boils down to one thing: speed. Because if you just look back at the history of technology in schools, what's the one thing you see over and over again? It takes decades for new things to really take root. You know, the kind of meaningful adoption that actually changes how we teach and learn. And that gap, the one between what's possible and what's actually happening in our classrooms, we simply cannot afford for it to be that wide with AI.
So this right here, this becomes the central question for every single leader out there. How do we finally break this cycle? How do we accelerate the integration of AI into our schools without just repeating the same old patterns that cause all these delays? Because let's be real, the old playbook, it's completely obsolete now.
And this is maybe the most important point of all. Just waiting, taking that wait-and-see approach, that's not a neutral choice. Not at all. It's a huge strategic decision, and it has real, tangible consequences. But on the flip side, if you decide to be proactive, to really accelerate this, oh man, the upsides are incredible. We're talking about completely redefining what's even possible in our schools.
For starters, let's talk about real equity. Just imagine for a second a system where learning can be truly, genuinely personalized for every single student. I mean, adapting in real time to exactly what they need at their own pace. AI has the potential to actually make that a reality. We could finally move past that one-size-fits-all model and create these amazing individualized learning paths for kids.
And what about for our teachers? You know, this is a total game changer for them too. Think about all the tedious, time-sucking stuff they have to do: drafting lesson plans, grading, endless emails. AI can just supercharge their efficiency by automating so much of that. And what does that do? It frees them up to do the thing they got into this for in the first place: actually connecting with and teaching their students.
You know, this also completely flips the script for the student's role. When we teach kids how to use these tools responsibly, we're building their agency. They're not just consumers of information anymore. They learn to co-create with the AI, using it to brainstorm, to research, to make their ideas better. They literally become active partners in their own learning. And that is such a critical skill for their future.
Okay, so all of that sounds fantastic, right? But, and it's a big but, it brings us to the really practical question. How in the world do you move that fast without breaking things, without causing total chaos? How do you accelerate something this big responsibly, in a way that's actually sustainable and doesn't just burn out your staff? You can't just send out a memo and hope for the best. You need a system. And that system has a name. It's called the Future Ready Unit Planning System, or FRUPS for short. Now, this isn't just another template or some piece of software, it's way more than that. It's a complete strategic leadership framework, and it's designed from the ground up to tackle this specific challenge of rapid and responsible AI adoption.
I absolutely love this metaphor. Think of FRUPS as a brand new operating system for your school or your district, right? An app can be buggy, it can crash. But the operating system, that's the stable, foundational structure that everything else runs on. That's what this is, a new OS built for this new world.
So the natural question is, how does this operating system actually work? How does it manage all this change? Well, you can think of it as an engine designed to build two absolutely critical things: teacher trust and real, sustainable momentum.
All right, so let's break down the core mechanics here. First up, you've got modular planning. This is key because it lets teachers start small, build some confidence, and not get totally overwhelmed. Second, there's a shift to authentic assessment. This is about focusing on what students can do with what they know, not just what they can memorize. Third, support is literally built in. And finally, and this is huge, it's all about risk mitigation, proactively dealing with challenges like burnout right from the very beginning. Yeah, let's zoom in on that risk mitigation piece for a second, because this is really what makes it a true leadership tool. What's the #1 worry with any new initiative? Teacher burnout. Every time. Well, FRUPS tackles that head-on with real clarity and that modular approach we just talked about, so teachers don't feel like they're drowning. And what about the other big risk? Adopting tech just for the sake of having new tech. FRUPS prevents that by grounding everything in a solid, proven, inquiry-based design. So, when you put it all together, the crucial takeaway is this. This system offers a path forward that isn't just about being faster, it's about being smarter. It's engineered to make sure that the things that really matter, like student equity, teacher support, and real, meaningful innovation, stay right at the heart of this whole AI transition.
And that really leaves us with one final big question for every single school leader listening right now. Take a good, hard look at your own system, your current operating system. Is it built for that old model of waiting decades for change to happen? Or is it actually ready to lead us into the future? Because, ready or not, that future is already here.